Good morning, everyone. Um, just wanted to let you know that we're going to be starting our Sunday service. Let me go put my jacket on. Hold a second. Okay. I was so busy trying to set up, I forgot to put my jacket on. So, good morning and welcome to our Cassadaga Easter Sunday morning service, sunrise service. So, I was going to do it outside today, but the internet is kind of spotty, so I couldn't get the internet to come up or check in or come up. So I want to welcome you here today for our service. To begin our service, I will start off with a prayer. Infinite Spirit, we want to thank each and every person here today that you're worshiping in your home here on this Sunday morning, on this Easter Sunday morning, that we pray at this point for the individuals that are sick, that are ill, the families who have lost people here in this pandemic, that we send our prayers out to the workers, the people doing the work on the front lines right now, helping individuals beat this illness. So we send our prayers out. Let us go ahead and allow that energy to propel itself through the universe and through the earth plane to bring balance, inspiration, and love. So we ask. Amen. Remember, you can always donate at cassadaga.org. And I've told people too that if you shop at Amazon, I know a lot of people are at this time. You go to Amazon Smile and put Southern Cassadaga Spiritualist Camp in, and the person you're going to donate to as an organization, we will get a small little percentage of stuff, and that will help us out here at the organization while we're closed here. What I want to do is I want to welcome you. Most of all, welcome you here to the service. We're live streaming it so that you can stay home, safe, and secure within your home. And we want you to understand that we love you, we're here for you, and the organization is always here for you with the church and the events and the classes and things that we do here. So I'm going to start the service with our principles. We do this every time we do a church service. We start off with the principles of our organization. So, Declaration of Principles. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe in the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding is such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact scientifically proven by the phenomenon of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule. Whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm that the moral responsibility of the individual, that he makes his own happiness or unhappiness as he obeys or disobeys nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts and prophecy of healing contained in the Bible are divine attributes, proven through mediumship. Now, this is a part of the vibration that I'm going to go into a short meditation, allow you to meditate. I'm going to bring you into a nice meditation. This is where we do our hands-on healing here in the church. Right now, we're not doing hands-on healing, but this is the prayer we say before we start our healing service. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust, the love, and the power of God. As we allow ourselves to connect today in a meditation on this Easter sunrise service. I want you just to allow the energy to flow from you to others and the other vibrations throughout a connection. Uh, Allowing yourself they will feel the energy from you as it brushes across them. It allows them to raise their vibration to a different level. Allows them to understand that they are not alone. They're not sitting somewhere alone. There is energy from every soul, every being, sending energy to flow towards them. And as we do that, we are increasing our being, our vibration within us, our love, our connection. And when you allow yourself to find that true being that you are, there's an essence within you, a pure essence of support and love and connection. So allow that vibration to hold every being on this earth plane. Allow them to truly understand All right, I think everyone's back. I wanted to take you on that meditation today, and my lecture today is going to be about Easter and how spiritualism propels that vibration. Uh, my name is Reverend Dr. Louis Gates, and I am the current pastor here at the Southern Cassadaga Spiritualist Camp Meeting Association. I'd like to talk today not about what's bad in our life, but about the resurrection. about the resurrection of spirit, the resurrection of connection to who we are. You know, there's always been this vibration that connects us, a renewing. Every January we have our what we want to get rid of, what we want to do, all this stuff we want to do for the new year. We want to change things, we want to move things, we want to rearrange things. But I always think that our rearranging things should come at Easter. Because Easter is kind of it's a resurrection. It's a resurrection of spirit, a resurrection of the spirit of Jesus, who as he resurrected into the spirit world, resurrection. And there it shows there's no death, but only life on the other side. And we believe that as spiritualists. We believe that whole connection of being on the other side. That we know that you go from here, close your eyes here, and you arrive on the other side. We are always changing our vibration, looking for a higher sense of consciousness within us. One of our principles, we affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul here or hereafter. We don't believe that you do not resurrect from your passing and move to the spirit world. We believe that you do that. We believe that you have this connection to God. You're this intricate part of God, of the infinite spirit. We believe that. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We affirm the communication with the people that have passed. That if we allow ourselves that connection, we're able to speak. We're able to speak to the spirit within us, our higher self. We're able to speak to ones that have lost and left and went to the spirit world. We allow ourselves to listen to the word of God, the word of Christ. They are communicating with us every single day, every single moment of every single day. So if we allow ourselves to understand that and know that we are blessed to be here on this earth plane at this given moment. We are blessed. Even though things are going on and things are happening on the earth plane at this point, we are still blessed to be here at this moment because we as individuals were chosen to be here at this moment of time to affect this timeline, to affect the vibration that is happening now. So if we all pull together, we all connect to each other, connect to the vibration of each other, we allow ourselves to change the movement of energy throughout the earth. Change the vibration. Listening to the Christ Spirit within you. We all have that Christ Spirit within us. We all have that connection to Christ within us. Whether you're Christian, whether you're Catholic, whether you're a spiritualist, whether you're in metaphysics, Taoism, Buddhism, doesn't matter what religion, Episcopalian, Presbyterian, Methodist, doesn't matter. It matters that you have that connection to you. When we do meditations, it is to connect to your higher sense of consciousness, your higher vibration, to raise your vibration so you can connect to the higher entities in the spirit world. We're allowing ourselves to connect to them. As our light here on this earth plane shines, it shines also over there. As above, so below. And if we allow ourselves to understand that we are extremely gifted, talented, inspirational, and loved people. We are inspired to do our best. Sometimes things happen in our lives that we move off in a direction. But Spirit is always ushering us back to our path, always gently ushering us back to our path. So if we listen, and maybe this Easter season, when all of us aren't in church, we're home. And we're watching this from home, or we're watching another service from home. know that you're still connected. There's a group of people with you, sitting with you from the spirit world. There's a group with you. We always have a group with us. And always following us, helping us, encouraging, whispering in our ears, pushing us along the path, guiding us the best they can. We still have free will and choice, but we still, if we listen to the decisions we make, we allow ourselves to raise to that higher vibration, that connection to where we are. When I was young, my father used to preach at a large Baptist church not too far from here. And the question with his vibration was that narrow is the way to the spirit world. Narrow is the way to God. Narrow is the way. You must be born again to see the kingdom of God. You must be born again. But I always thought it was born again of spirit. Born again of spirit. Because we have to realize and bring ourselves to that higher vibration. Renewal of spirit. Renewal of connection to who we are. Because Easter brings us that. It allows us to know that Jesus left this earth plane and was sitting with God. We know that that is what happened. So we know that when we close our eyes here, we leave this earth plane. We move to the spirit side of life. Now, I'm not saying that everybody goes to the exact same place in the spirit world. Some of us might have to stop somewhere, learn something, connect to something, work with guides, work with protectors, work with people until we eventually move to that higher vibration. But we are all on the spirit side of life. Not everybody gets wings and moves off into the spirit world. My teacher used to always tell me, not everybody gets wings that plays harps and sits on the other side. Not everybody. So we have to realize that we're still working as above, so below. So if we allow our life to be as comfortable as we feel it should be for us, but it's our thoughts here. When I did a lecture not long ago, I told people to, Louise Hayes has a tape out. I think it's probably might be still on the market now. It's called 101 Positive Thoughts. 101 Positive Thoughts. And if you play that in your home, just play it. Just allow it to play in the background. Allow those 101 positive thoughts to radiate through your home. Let them radiate through your house. And allow that energy to build within your home environment. Play some very positive music in your life right now. Allow that vibration, that music to connect you to a higher sense of consciousness. But when my father used to preach, he used to pick out certain songs that he loved to hear sing in the church. Allow people to sing those songs to raise the vibration, to raise the energy within the church. And he would play these very upbeat songs to raise the vibration, to raise the energy. And I took that from that religion because I really realized that music, the sound of music, the vibration of music actually impels and encourages a higher vibration within the space. Our vibration is a vibrational level within our lives. We have to raise our vibration to connect to spirit. We can keep it like it is. Spirit will still speak to us. But if we raise our vibration, we have a pure communication with spirit, a pure communication with those on the other side. And that's just through practice. It's through connection to the vibration of spirit, the connection to yourself. There's a trifold here. I'm speaking to you. You're speaking to God. God's speaking to me. I'm speaking to you. It's a flow of energy, a flow of vibration with individuals, with vibrations, with cities, everything. It speaks with the higher self, higher sense of consciousness. Then it radiates back to the person. So allowing your thoughts on this Easter morning, to be at a higher vibration. Even though whatever's going on in your life, doesn't matter. Find things in your life that you feel comfortable with. I came in this morning just planning on doing the service out in Eloise Page Garden. I was going to do it out there, have the beautiful birds singing and the fountain and all this stuff right out here. I got here this morning, no internet out there, none, zero, zip. I could have got very upset with the energy out there, but I did not. I just moved everything in here. The internet works. But I could have got really just fighting with it and arguing with myself. It's just spirit did not want it to happen out there. So I brought it into here. And I just want you to understand that it is this vibration of life, this continuation of life, this continuation of living with spirit, a continuation of being where you need to be. In our first declaration of principles, we believe in infinite intelligence. As spiritualists, on this Easter, we believe in God. We believe that Christ was the most famous medium, healer, teacher that ever lived. But we believe in God. But we believe that God is in everything. In this room, in this town, in this county, in this state, in this country, in this world. God is in everything. God does not sit somewhere off at a distance. God is in everything that we see, touch, and envision. We believe the phenomenon of nature, both physical and spiritual expression of infinite intelligence. That brings us back to God is in everything. Expressing through us, expressing through everything that is around us. God is expressing itself. So if you allow yourself to just go outside and just listen, you'll hear the workings of God, the birds being fed, the different things happening around us. It is the handwork of God and everything that is going on, the handwork of God. We affirm that correct understanding of such expression according therewith constitute true religion. We believe if you truly understand the expression of God, the expression of the Christ Spirit within you, the expression of the music, the music of the spheres, the vibration of God, then you really truly understand what the religion is. As I said here, it doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter. It's how you perceive the religion. I always tell people I'm a little bit of a butt. I was raised spiritualist, Catholic, Southern Baptist. My grandmother, one of my grandmothers was Native American Indian, so she taught me that way of religion. My other grandmother was Roman Catholic, so I should have been the first priest in the family. I had other people in my vibration that filtered in and out of the family that were Methodists, Presbyterians, Episcopalians. Boy, I had a lot of influence when I was a kid. A lot of religions filtered through our home. A lot of vibration filtered through our home. And I had to understand what the vibrations were. As a child, as an adult, what were the vibrations I was being taught? And I noticed that every religion comes to one point. We can play everything else, play the whole vibration, but every religion come to one point. We are all moving towards the Christ Spirit. We're all moving towards infinite source. We're all moving towards infinite source. It might not be on the path that I've chosen or what somebody else has chosen, but they are moving towards infinite source. We all are. And that is our religion, our true religion within us, our true religion of who we are. I'm a mixture of a bunch of religions, but I make up what feels the best to me. So it's when you look at religions, look at what the religion says to you. As spiritualists, we know that people will come, they will arrive here in Cassadaga or another spiritualist organization or somewhere because they were drawn there. They were drawn to that energy. They were drawn to that vibration. It wasn't because we went out and prophesied and pulled them here. They came because they were drawn to this place, this vibration. They were drawn here. It's because of the energy. It's of what they need at this time in their life. So remember that when you're connecting to different religions, all religions are exactly what you need at that moment in your life. Exactly what you need, because they all teach the connection to Christ, the infinite spirit, connection to yourself, a connection to be a better being, a better vibration, a better person. So they all are communicating the same message, just from different chapters of the book. Remember that when you're talking about religions. We affirm the existence and personal identity of the individual after the change called death. We affirm here when we speak to spirit that the individual who passed to the spirit side of life, is exactly the same person they were here. They didn't sprout wings, didn't go off and do this spiritual thing. They're exactly who they were when they left this earth plane. And they are working on whatever happened in this life. They're working on their mistakes. They're working on situations at whatever level the spirit world they're at. I still speak to my father, still speak to my mother, different people that passed to spirit. I still speak to them many, many, many years after they passed to spirit. I still have that strong communication with them. I have a strong communication with people that have passed to spirit. So I know that they don't change. They're exactly who they were. Now, as my father has been passed for quite some time, he has a more understanding of what this religion was, and he understands it better now than he did when he was here on the earth plane. But there's this whole vibration that they are progressing. And as they progress, I'm still progressing. I'm not where I feel that I should be, or nobody is exactly where they should be. We are always, always progressing to a higher sense of consciousness. We affirm the communication with the so-called dead is a fact scientifically proven by the phenomenon of spiritualism. Spiritualism has been communicating with people that have passed to spirit, as you can trace people speaking to spirit throughout the ages. People have always talked to spirit, talked to higher beings, higher vibrations, always. And we are at a point in our lives to connect. Doesn't mean you have to go out tomorrow and speak to people that are walking around you. It doesn't mean that. But getting in that communication with yourself, your higher being, your higher self, that communication with your being, of where you need to be, and listening to where Spirit's trying to lead you, trying to propel you in your life. Maybe where you are right now isn't exactly where you personally need to be, but maybe you need to be somewhere else. You have to allow Spirit to move you, allow Spirit to maneuver you in that direction. But we believe that you can communicate with the so-called dead, because close our eyes here, we open our eyes there. There's no purgatory. I used to laugh when I was a kid. My grandmother used to, back in the day, I was going to go to purgatory. Going to sit in purgatory. I used to have some really weird dreams about me sitting in the middle of purgatory on these wood benches. And all of a sudden on the top of the thing, I had number like 1,000,006 or something. I had this large, large number on a piece of paper. And I looked up at the big counter up on the thing. It said, calling number 1. So I was just sitting there waiting. And I just knew that wasn't really what God wanted us to do, because we were still affecting as above, so below. We passing to spirit still affect this earth plane, and we on this earth plane still affect spirit. So that communication back and forth from spirit with us and us to spirit, the communication continues, even if we don't realize it's happening. We on our higher self are speaking to spirit, either through dreams or through our waking state. So we're communicating. Whether we realize it or not, we're communicating with the spirit side of life, and they are communicating with us. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule: whatsoever you would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. That word, whatsoever you would do, would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. That is the key point, the key string, the golden thread that is within every single religion. It might be worded differently, it might be put some kind of differently, but it's exactly how it is through every single religion. So we have that as one of our principles, our sixth principle. And we believe that what you do to others also happens to you. What you put out into the world comes back to you tenfold. So you have to allow that vibration, that energy of understanding what you say. As my mother used to say, put your mind in gear before you put your mouth in motion. Before you start to say something, think about it, how it's going to affect somebody, how it's going to affect the situation, before you actually put it out into the earth plane, because once it leaves your mouth, it can't come back. It is out there now. So say what you feel, look at how it will affect individuals. The more responsibility of the individual he makes his own happiness or unhappiness, he obeys or disobeys nature's physical and spiritual laws. We believe in this religion that you pick your journey. You pick the vibration of your journey. You pick your happiness or unhappiness in your life. God doesn't spite you or things don't happen that way. You picked your journey. You picked your vibration. And if you listen, as I said here before with this vibration, here on this Easter Sunday, if you listen to what Spirit is trying to tell you, follow the path. It's like the Wizard of Oz, follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Don't get off the path. Don't get into the haunted forest. You don't want to see any flying monkeys. You don't want to get somewhere where you don't need to be. Follow the path. Or stay close enough to the path. You can pull people onto your path, or you can venture off your path to help others if that is something you feel very positive about doing. But stay close to your path and see what's going on in your life. Because we make our own happiness or unhappiness. If we eat too much, we eat all the wrong foods, we do all this bad stuff in our lives, and then we get really, really, really sick. Did God make you sick? No. It is what you propelled within your life made you sick. I had an uncle who smoked 3 to 4 packs a day. He died of lung cancer. But did God make him die of lung cancer? No. It was his choices about smoking 3 to 4 packs of cigarettes a day. So we have to realize our choices. We make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We do something in our body, there are nature's physical laws that if we break some of those laws, we're going to cause a little bit of damage to our being. So, we affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed. He said, a human soul hereafter. A lot of religions, I left quite a few religions when I was in religions, but I remember one religion that I was part of, and they were having a funeral for this child's mother. And he was about 18 years old, 19 years old. And he was in a very grieving state for his mother. And all they kept saying from the platform during the church service was he was going to go to hell. He was going to do it because of his choices. Even though in this lifetime he was gay, they chose to do that at his funeral, at his mother's funeral. And that just disturbed me to no end. And I've had a lot of things happen in churches that I feel like we need to uplift, we need to encourage, we need to uplift and bless and encourage and bless you. Because you will go on and bless others, and in turn they will bless more, and they will bless more, and we will continually make this movement, this change of this earth plane, if we allow that to happen. But the doorway to reformation is never closed. Sure, people that do bad things here are not going to get right where we are and be standing there with us. They will be to a part of the spirit world that workers, angelic presence, people will work with them, help them, encourage them, help them, move them past that vibration in their life, get them to higher ground. They might spend 100 years in a place over there just to get themselves to where they personally need to be. But they're the progression of movement, of reformation is never closed. So people will get to where they need to be in the spirit world. Precepts of prophecy and healing contained in the Bible are divine attributes through mediumship. That's our last principle. But that's a principle that we have to say to ourselves. If we read the Bible and we read the energy of the Bible, you'll notice that through the Bible, there are times that Jesus spoke to angels. Jesus spoke to Abraham. Jesus spoke to people on the other side. Jesus spoke to them. And the best verse in the Bible that I've read is these things I do, you will do greater. We do the things that God told us, these things I do, you will do greater. That is the healing, speaking to spirit, speaking to God. All this vibration that Jesus did when he walked here, these things Jesus did, you can do. These things I do, you will do greater. And on this Easter, what I want to leave you with today is not a question of how inadequate you are. Things have happened in your life, you can't get any better. Things aren't moving in the right direction, so I have to kind of look at things in your life and know that there's an army of guides and people on the other side. They're moving to a higher vibration just for you. They are taking you as quickly and fast as they can to where they need to be. But if you notice how bad it is in your life, then tomorrow it'll be bad too. And the next day even worse. And the next day after that even a little bit worse. It'll just continually be worse until we start looking up. I told in a workshop yesterday I did on the internet, we all are born here with a toolbox. Now your toolbox could be of wood, red metal, a little blue toolbox, an open toolbox. We all have our own little personal toolbox. Then we're born into this world. And people around us, as we enter this world, start giving us tools. Family vibration, the relatives, the people we come in contact with when we're young, they bring us little tools to put in the box. Little tools to put in the box. So we get older, we start picking out our own tools, our own vibrations, our own situations we do. We pick out our special tools to put in the box. Now, our toolbox might not look like everybody else's toolbox. It's exactly what it was meant for us. It's our toolbox. It's the toolbox that connects to us. I remember when I got my father's toolbox, there are tools in that toolbox. I have no idea what they do. I know my father did. He knew exactly what those tools did. But I had no idea what they did. But my father did. And I still have those tools. I have no idea what they do. But I kept them because he knew what they were. He knew what they needed to do. And the same thing with the vibration of us. Every one of us on this Easter Sunday, kind of meditate on your toolbox. What are the things you need to add to your toolbox? What are the things you need to propel within? Maybe there's some things in your toolbox you need to clean out. Maybe put somewhere else for now. Refresh the toolbox. Take all the tools out, wash it all out, put all the tools back nice and neat so you can find everything. But we all have to make that decision in our lives of what we want to do with what we were given. Sure, my toolbox might not look like yours. yours might not look like mine or somebody else's, but it's yours. It's what you were born with. It's what you radiated throughout your life. But doesn't mean you can't go out and get new tools. Doesn't mean you can't go out and buy or get new tools from the spirit world. Put them in the box and rearrange some of the tools. It's always a decision in our lives. Now we're at that point where in 2020, we're at Easter sunrise service here in Cassadaga. Take time this week. We have time off this week. Take time if you have time off. Ask your guides for what you need for your toolbox. Allow them to show you. Whether it's repetition or things just appear in your life from out of the blue. What are your guides put in your toolbox? Because your toolbox says a lot about you. What you have there. What you propel towards others. If you keep pulling out the sledgehammer and trying to hit somebody in the head with it, they're not going to like your toolbox. So if you allow yourself just to be very pleasant to others, be helpful, have that spare tool that they might need. Maybe that tool, one of those tools my father had, I can gift to somebody and say, hey, you need this. And it's the exact tool that they needed. But I kept it. I didn't need it, but I kept it there in that box, shined and ready to give to someone. So maybe you have a tool, something that you have in your life that you can share with others. And when you do that, when you accomplish that vibration, know that Spirit is working with you, connected to you, loves you dearly. And I want to wish you an awesome Easter, an awesome vibration, an awesome year coming forth, that it empowers, encourages, and blesses you. Remember, here at about 10:30, Joyce Sargert will be doing the morning service here on Easter, and I will be doing the meditation again, but Joyce Sargert will be doing the lecture for Easter service. So you'll see me again at 10:30. But remember, your life, your connection to your higher sense of consciousness is always within you. Remember, you can always donate to us too at cassadaga.org, or you can go to Amazon Smile, punch Southern Cassadaga Spiritualist Camp in as your donating person that you would like to donate to, and then just shop, and we get a little small percentage of what you do. If you shop a lot, we're going to get a little bit more. But that money comes direct to us because we're a 501c. So if you want to support the organization, want to support the work we do out here, we're closed right now, so we still have expenses, different things of running the organization and running the camps. So if you would feel like you need to donate to the organization, it would be awesome if you did. Now I'm going to close this service with a prayer. Infinite Spirit, I want to thank each and every one that was here today, connected to this service, connected to this vibration today. You will touch them and bless them and encourage them. Work with their vibration. Lift them up when they need lifting up, Lord. Balance them when they need to be balanced, God. But most of all, love them. Encourage them. Guide them on their paths this week, these months, and this year to come. You encourage them on their journey, and you encourage the ones that have left the earth plane, that we know that they are with you now, God. We know that they are with you, that you are working with them and encouraging them on the other side. And to be working with the workers here that are out working the fight right now on the pandemic, that you work with our government officials, you work with our nurses, our doctors, our delivery people, everyone that's working at this point, God, that you touch them with your hand, and you guide them and you protect them as they keep the rest of us safe. And this we ask. Amen. So we'll be back about 10:30 with Joyce Sargert. So I want to thank you for tuning in, and have a blessed, awesome Easter Sunday.